Still the foot.
You always just that act when defending.
I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Ooh. Can you lot hear me? Seems like StreamYard weren't trying to mess with me there, me people. But anyways, people deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First things first, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I hope everyone's in good spirits. I hope everyone's got their health. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. As I said, Twitch gang, big up yourselves. Make sure you're following and subscribing on Twitch, especially if you've got Amazon Prime. And yeah, people, man, what can I say? Another day, another bit of live content. We saw a fantastic game between Villarreal and Liverpool. Most of us could not have seen that, you know, a 5-goal thriller. You saw the good, the bad, and the ugly from Liverpool and Villarreal. I would say from an Arsenal fan, I'm not going to lie, big up Una Emre, big up the effort that Villarreal had. And I by no means want Liverpool or any English side to win the competition. But the Emre revision, had he have made that final, would have killed me. I just feel every now and again they do it. And I think Arsenal fans watching that, you got to see, well, in fact, non-Arsenal fans watching that, you got to see what Emre is about when it comes to games like that, in that the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, outclassed, outfought, outmatched Liverpool in every department in that first half. Thiago misplacing passes, Van Dijk from pillar to post, Trent Alexander-Arnold terrible defensively, you know, Robertson as well. The whole back line, excluding Alisson, who done well for the penalty, to not give away a penalty. Front three anonymous. They bullied them in every department, got the 2 goals, but then they sat back in the second half. You know, obviously they were playing emotional football, but they kind of took the handbrake off. And to go with Liverpool's evident quality, and that's the signs of a good team, you know. That's the signs of a great manager. Jurgen Klopp, again, he's led them to every potential game they could play this season. He's been to every final. To say he's a legend, not just in world football and Liverpool, and that is an understatement. And their players have made history and continue to make history. But it's the players as well. Big up Jurgen Klopp, because his sub Diaz came on and made a change. But the players had to fight back, and I think they did, innit? Obviously, they were letting themselves down, and had Liverpool have gone out of that the Champions League yesterday, you know, the feeling of regret would have been immense, because they shot themselves in the foot. Only Liverpool would be able to tell you what happened in that first half. You know, obviously, when the emotions settle and everything's done, they'll go and look at that game and think, okay, how we started it, how, you know, many things went wrong. We're happy that we're in the final, but many things went wrong. If we play like that in the final, in the FA Cup final, or any league games we've got left, then you might not have the season that you guys wanted. You know, credit to Villarreal, they went down fighting. Not a fan of the theatrics and how they were trying to more or less break Liverpool players' legs in the second half, but they did well. You know, they fought Coquelin, Capoue, Foyth, you know, all of these guys, everybody really shit. Somehow he managed to be worse than the first leg, and you saw Fernandes goal, he's bucking out, man. You know, again, stop doing crap, people, man. It's dangerous. And as you can see with really, I mean, he must have been paid. So yeah, man, Villarreal went down fighting. They probably looked, you know, they had key players missing. You know, they got to the semi-final. They dumped out Juventus and Bayern Munich. There's no trophies for any of this, so I don't know for how far you will take it, but you know, they did what they needed to do, really and truly. And Liverpool is a fantastic game, really. The first half, I don't know what Liverpool that was. That must have been Merseyside Red, like in Pro Evo. And then Liverpool came to the party in the second half. Jota, anonymous, you know, even there was times where Liverpool missing simple chances. And surely now the Champions League can only get better, folks. It can only get better now. Obviously, you've got Real Madrid, Manchester City today. boy, I don't know. I know Salah will get into it, but Salah's saying he wants Real Madrid. He probably wants a bit of revenge from a couple of years ago. Brazy stuff, man. What a game that was, people. Really and truly. It is what it is. It's brazy. Absolutely brazy. Absolutely brazy. Boy, what can we say, man? You know, football's crazy. Football is mental. Like, absolutely mental. Mental. And obviously, we've got some other things to go into. Yeah, we're going to waffle about the Champions League, but that's actually... Sadly, but that's actually not the biggest thing, really and truly. You got people trying to do racial segregation and all of that. People, it's brazy, man. Really brazy. Absolutely crazy. Come on, Tans, Cam, Josh, CeeLo, Footy Chats, Bilal, the usual suspects. Appreciate that. Man said that goalkeeper waking up with a suitcase of Scouse dollars, bro. I hope he was getting paid because there's no way. If you genuinely put in a performance like that and you was trying to help Villarreal get to the final, then boy, you got to check yourself. I've seen guys in Sunday League better than you. You are meaty. Meaty's not even the word, man. Stefan, but I don't know what it is with Klopp's paying off these goalies. You know, Stefan catted out against Liverpool for City. Really, I don't know, man, because I don't think anyone rated really, anyways, and definitely off the first leg at Anfield. Somehow he's managed to disappoint. Like, yeah, oh, I don't know, man. I mean, the keeper's booky, but yeah, man, the keeper's booky, but like footballer being that shit, surely. Again, I'm a big fan of Trent, but it just shows for me. I'm looking at the fullbacks. For me, I think Robertson, big reason as to why they got back in that game. Everybody, you know, that's why they're a world-class team with world-class individuals, and they've made history in it. When you're staring down the barrel of defeat, you know, when you've been poor in the first half, claw it back really and truly. And Liverpool did that again. We all saw the game. You were all doing the watch alongs. Well, there's no words that can describe what Jurgen Klopp, even if they don't do the quadruple, even if it all goes down the shit, they can be proud of the. Obviously, it's not. No one wants it to go that way, but they can be proud of themselves, man. They can be proud of themselves. You know, again, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm a fan of football second. And, you know, it's everything you want to see. It's everything. You know what? For both teams in that game, it's everything you want to see. You know, you want to see players for all the, you know, for Liverpool, I think that was the first half they were really put under pressure in years. You'd probably have to go back to the City game earlier in the season, not the FA Cup, for the last time they were under pressure. So I think that Liverpool probably suffered a culture shock. But that's a serious team. When you're playing shit, when you know you've been shit, pardon my French, patterning the result and getting through to the final, that's all that matters. What I saw in the first half is what I want to see. Players that went out there and said, yeah, the man got Van Dijk, Trent, this guy, that guy, don't care. We're going to try and move to them and give it a go. And you saw that. Again, I told you lot, Villarreal had to play on the heartstrings of fans. They were playing emotional football. They were playing emotive football. That's not going to last, really. And you did see tired legs to go with Liverpool controlling from start to finish in the second half, really and truly. So they went down fighting, but ultimately it weren't good enough, really and truly. So it is what it is. Diaz hungry, man. And the scary thing is he's only 24. He's got a lot to improve. You know, for me, he could learn to do the simple things a bit better. But he's a good player, man. To say he's a good player is an understatement. Crazy potential, man. Shout out, Gene. Good morning, DJ in the chat. Gassed after our win yesterday. That first half was salty from my team, but I'm chuffed, as you should be. Champions League place in Paris booked. You know, what shall be in that game. Whoever you lot can watch the Champions League today with joy. You know, I don't know who you lot are gonna get, but yeah, man, you lot can prepare for that one, innit? Still don't know what he was doing for that Mane goal. When you find out, let me know, man. Unlucky Emre, man, but I can't lie, man. The revision that would have been used with Una Emre would have been ridiculous, man. Had he have made that final, it would have been ridiculous. They were getting ready, you know. People talking about should Emre have got more time at Arsenal? No. Like, was he done dirty? Potentially, yes. Did I ever have to doubt his integrity? No. But it weren't levels. It never needed to happen. It's me. Nate showed his age, good centre back, but he finally looked like someone in their early 20s, giving the ball away very cheaply. Trent Alexander-Arnold, a world-class fullback, but defensively, you know, just the attributes of defending, I don't think he's as bad as people make out. But in terms of improvement and becoming a bit all-rounded, there has to become some improvements now, simply following runners, jumping up with your runners, following runners, not getting beaten 1v1. He's basically a midfielder. He's everything you want in the modern day fullback. But for someone that's actually a big fan of Trent, the defensive arts has to improve. It's a bit mediocre, if I'm completely honest with you. But I don't think a single Liverpool player could say they was amazing yesterday. But that doesn't matter, innit? They still were able to come back from 2 goals down, away from home, noisy atmosphere, did what they needed to do in it. So yeah, man. And in relation to Real Madrid City, it could only get better. Funny enough, we all thought that game would have been the meaty game where Liverpool would have just went out there, scored 2 goals, and that was about it. So let's see what Real Madrid Manchester City is saying, people. It's due to be a good one. Saying that, I think it's going to stink up the place now. One of these games has to be rubbish, innit? So it's surely that. I think the only problem, Liverpool, let's move away from the Mighty Ducks fighting to what we can take on anyone and all of this, which you can. I wouldn't want Madrid because these lot are bookie. I don't know what they do to UEFA, but it'll be a thing where, I'd probably back Liverpool to beat them, but Liverpool could be amazing for 80 minutes. And then that 10 minutes, Modric, Benzema, these guys might just rewrite history as they've shown against Chelsea, PSG, to a slight degree, Manchester City as well, based on that first leg. Really, it just feel, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with them lot, man. The football was horrible under Emre, man. And that's the only reason. Obviously, big up Francis Coquelin as well for scoring in Jack. I think that's his second goal for Villarreal, first in Europe, I think. So yeah, man. But the history would have been rewritten, man. I mean, listen, I can't lie, man. If it's an all English final, it don't bother me who wins in it. I'd rather no one English win. There's nothing personal. It's just business. So yeah, it's either Klopp competes an amazing season, and I can't lie. If I was Klopp and I did the quadruple, I'm busting out. Obviously, I know he signed a new deal and things like that, but how can you top that? You don't want to stay long enough to be a villain. And I don't think Liverpool are going anywhere anytime soon. They've got amazing things going on. They've got stability going on. They've got younger players like Diaz and that coming in. But if I'm Klopp, obviously you're comfortable at Liverpool. You're a manager in the Prem. That's that. But it's like, when do you walk away? That surely there's no better time to go out than at the top. Even if he doesn't win the quadruple, he's done amazing. How do you better that? Because you're not going to do the quadruple twice in 2 years, really, are you? I've already said I think Liverpool are doing it, but it's like, when do you walk away? There's no need to walk away because things are going great. And if I was Klopp, the only thing that would gas me a bit or make me want to stay is, as great as it's been at Liverpool, probably unlucky that Pep Guardiola's around at this moment. You kind of want to take a couple Premier League titles off him, but when do you step away from the business, man? Once Diaz is 24, once he learns to do certain things, it'll be amazing, man. But I'm here for it. The no-look passes. For me, he's playing with you can see he's improving. Like obviously he's a baller, but when he first came at Liverpool, he had his head down a lot more. Now he's starting to get his head up, and boy, if I think you should firmly be behind everyone in Liverpool's attacking selections, purely because you're easily the most frustrated. You score goals. Jota's a great player, bro. If Liverpool ever want to get rid of him, it'll be one less guy scoring against Arsenal. I'm having Jota. We'll build the team around him. He could do amazing things here, but easily the most frustrating player in that Liverpool, like out of them Liverpool attackers. Easily doesn't look after the ball, doesn't necessarily take his chances. Very scrappy. Saying that Salah's not exactly pleasing on the eye per se, but yeah, man, Jota's brazy, man. Jota is brazy, and I think Diaz. At least for now, Diaz getting in the Liverpool lineup and whatnot is bad news for you. There might come a time, Mane and Salah, they've got significant years in them, but they're not going to be around forever, in which Diaz and Jota would probably be there. But boy, it's bad news for you because I can see why. Now, I mean, over the last few games, I can see why Klopp always clips him. Like he rarely, when I say rarely completes 90 minutes, it's a lie in it. But I can see why he rarely completes 90 minutes. I can see why he doesn't necessarily start. I can see why Klopp might be frustrated with Jota as opposed to other people. I can see why. He's gone, man. Dave's normally here. He's been saying this. He's a Liverpool fan. He's been saying this about Jota, and I used to think he's being mad harsh, man. I want Madrid sick of the sight for City for one season. I mean, Liverpool and City should just leave the league. That'd be good for everyone else. You lot just play each other 38 times because it feels like you do anyways, man. See what a signing in January can do, push your season over the edge. But it's not just Liverpool. It ain't just Liverpool, you know. Look at Spurs, even though there's nothing to shout out, scream and shout about. Look what Kulusevski's giving them. Look what Bentancur's giving them. You know, some clubs have just held on to certain players. It's crazy. You mean in January a signing can give you a boost? I never knew that. You know, we bloody signed Aubameyang in January. I never knew that. I never knew that. Crazy. Crazy. Even when Bruno Fernandes signed for United, he gave them a boost in January. You mean, you know, it could give you a boost? Crazy. If Liverpool, where really they don't need to sign, no one can find ways to improve. Well, if only certain other North London clubs could do that. Another City versus Liverpool final UEFA must be screwing. I mean, the English clubs are regulating, really. Villarreal is Emre's level, same way West Ham is Moyes level. Big clubs ain't for everyone, no matter how well they do. Do you know what? To be fair to David Moyes, he was never going to succeed at United, innit? He was someone that even before he went to Man United, people were saying, yo, you're the guy. He got the Scottish co-sign. But a bit like Emre, to be fair, anyone that, it's like Jurgen Klopp, anyone that takes that Liverpool job straight after Klopp, to a degree, you're pissed because everything you do, if you walk left, well, but Klopp used to walk right. You know, if you got a skin fade, well, Klopp used to have cane rolls. Obviously, he doesn't, but you get the point. Them things there are not helpful because the club is still going to be, people are still going to look at it in Klopp's image. Now, obviously, Klopp has done good things in an ideal world. Klopp, he's leaving them with some good ingredients. Like, I don't know if everyone's going to be there, but let's just see he left in 2 years. Potentially, that's a new Salah contract. I know he said he's not open to leaving and joining Madrid or PSG, but you'd have maybe a new deal for Salah, Mane, potentially Firmino. You've got Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Trent, who's only 24, 25. If I'm Joe Gomez, I'd probably want to leave on loan to go get some football, but Joe Gomez is there, Konate's there, you know, you've got Alisson there, you know, Van Dijk's getting on a bit, but he will still be there. Robertson's not going anywhere anytime soon, and things like that. So there'll be good little ingredients for him, but then you'd have to pull it in your own image. I know Gerrard's linked with the job after. I'm not sure if Liverpool fans are on that right now based on what he's doing at Aston Villa. It's getting a bit stinky, but yeah, man, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But again, it'd be very interesting to see what happens there. But I think Moyes got done dirty. I think if Moyes took the job now, I think he'd do a lot better, to be fair. To be fair with you, if I'm completely honest, you know, he got the West Ham job again and he's doing all right. For Emre, I never had to doubt his integrity. You know, I've never had to doubt it. Obviously, he's a good tactician and all of these sort of things. And I've never had to doubt his integrity. I've never had to doubt his coaching skills. I mean, he's got a fantastic pedigree. The problem with Emre is them sort of man, we're not PSG, but them sort of guys can't manage Arsenal and PSG and all these other clubs because, as you know, there's a lot of divas. It's not just a football thing. I'm not saying there isn't personalities and things to deal with at Villarreal, but you look at that squad, who's certainly like that? The biggest personality or the guy that could probably talk some smack is probably Paul Torres because he's being linked with moves to bigger clubs, maybe Yeremy Pino. But what you've got Coquelin, journeyman, really not really done nothing in. When I say nothing in his career, he's won FA Cups and that, but you get what I mean. These are guys that when they retire, man, aren't going to remember them. Lo Celso didn't really work out at Spurs. Capoue did better at Watford, didn't work out at Spurs. He's got players that have kind of been around, so he can kind of pattern them. He can't deal with, you know, in an ideal, if Emery was just left to the coaching, which is a bit shaky at times, then it's calm, but he can't deal with all of them things. So it was doomed to fail. And I can't lie, as much as I would have liked Emery to do well, that's one good thing for me because I can't take the Emery revision. People move out like he was kind of crippled to a degree at the club. Carvalho from Fulham as well, exactly. You know, and probably a couple of others. If Klopp wins a quadruple, does that surpass Pep's Prem legacy? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say Prem legacy because it's two separate things, but in terms of just what they've given, then, you know, Klopp shitting on everyone, really. The Invincibles, whatever Pep's done, you know, the treble, he's onto them really and truly. You know, I'd have to belittle it and say you're playing at a time where other teams are rubbed, but yeah, man, really, really and truly, man. You know, Klopp deserves his flowers anyways, but a quadruple is ridiculous. The very fact that Liverpool are playing in every game possible, and I know they've had injuries. As an Arsenal fan, that's the one thing I'm the most jealous of. Yes, one less Prem, two more champs. I mean, end of the day, Klopp's done better. Klopp has done better at Liverpool than Pep's done at City. And I mean, and I say that subjectively. And what I mean by that is, who surpassed expectations? Klopp. Obviously, Pep is Pep, and Klopp for being a great manager, man. He weren't in the prior to Liverpool, he weren't in the same, maybe as a manager, but in football regards, he wasn't held in that, you know. And obviously, City had the money and all these things, but they ain't got the champs. The goal was Champions League, innit? Make us a Barca sort of thing, and they've dominated the Prem on and off the field. They're doing great things. They've mashed up the league, doing great things, but they ain't won the Prem. Klopp's exceeded expectations. We're talking about a quadruple. Yeah, you probably would have liked a bit more Prem titles, but they've won the Prem, defeated Pep as well. So yeah, Klopp's exceeded more expectations. With I don't like the way Liverpool make out they ain't spending money, but significantly less. So yeah, he's exceeded expectations. What I would say is, for me, Pep would always be the better manager. But when it comes to what they've given to the game, Liverpool's specifically to Liverpool and City, Klopp's done more in it. Like, really and truly. It's as simple as that, man. You know, man's about to win every trophy he potentially could have been. If Liverpool win the quadruple, would Klopp be the greatest ever manager in the Prem? No. Overall, yeah, you could take it, but specifically to the Prem competition, no, he's not. He's got one Prem title. If he wins two, then fair enough, you can start talking. But isolated to the Prem, it's like when people say Cristiano Ronaldo was the best player is the best player in the Prem because he scored 40 odd goals one season. How many were in the Premier League? A great lot, and I'm not discrediting that. But if you're talking about the Prem, what you're doing in the champs is irrelevant, really, surely. So I don't know about the Prem. If you're talking the whole wider schedule of scale of football, then yeah, Klopp's got a degree to say he's the best manager overall. But specific to the Prem, I would say no. Quadruple's the best, bro. Man won everything, bro. I'm still screaming invincible because we didn't lose a game, but bro, the invincibles are invincibles. But treble, invincibles, 100 points from Pep, the Jose Mourinho sides of Chelsea, they're all dead, really. You know, the only thing is probably, ironically, only Leicester, really, because I couldn't sit there you can't really sit there and say, as crazy as it was, Pep, Klopp, Wenger, Ferguson, them and are winning the league that season with Leicester. Really, that's the only thing, but that's just forcing it, really. So yeah, man, you can't go. How can you go down as the best Prem manager though? Like, that'll be 2 Premier League titles. It's not really Ferguson, is it? Like, best manager overall shouts, yeah, but specific to the Prem, you can't be the best manager in the Prem. If Klopp stays and he cements his legacy and they win a couple more, yeah, but specific to the Prem, how can you? The quadruple, that's an FA Cup separate to the Prem. European trophy separate to the Premier League. FA Cup separate to the Prem. Isolated to the 38-game circuit of Premier League football. How can Klopp be the best manager in the Prem of all Prem time? He could be the best manager overall, but specific to the Prem, I don't know about that. It's like Cristiano Ronaldo. He has a debate to be like Klopp has a debate to be the best player in the Premier League. Ronaldo is the best player of all time, potentially with Messi, but he's not the best. I don't think he's the best player that's played in the Premier League. As an Arsenal fan, it's pretty obvious. I think it's Thierry Henry. So specific to the Prem, I'm not sure because it doesn't correlate. Well, it does, but again, 38-game circuit, the rest of it. Best manager of all time shouts, yes. Specific to the Prem, Pep's legacy in the Prem is better than Klopp's at this moment in time. He's won more Premier Leagues than him when you're talking about that. But yeah, man, again, so you don't misquote me, all time, yes. Fantastic debate. I need to make timestamps as well, man. Where are we starting these timestamps thingamajigs, say? Again, I got a bad feeling about today, man. Today has to pick up where last night left off, man. I need to see goals. I need to see handbags. I need to see drama. The only thing I thought it was quite classless from Villarreal. It's like literally they're trying to kick lumps out of Liverpool players at the end. They're lucky Liverpool players didn't make more of a meal of things. I do think Liverpool have to big up Alisson because football is way more about emotions and moments and them sort of things than people give him credit for. Alisson missed times that it's a penalty. There's a long way to go for Liverpool. Who's forgotten? Obviously, Salah's got assists. Diaz has come off the pitch. They're into the final. They've come back from behind. Nobody wants to sit there and waffle about a goalie, respectfully, innit? But these are the sort of things that make games, man, because if it weren't for Alisson, bro, it could have been a lot longer. Robertson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Shambolic, Thiago. But that's the most normal I've seen Thiago look in a long Liverpool in that first half. But that first half, I don't know if that was Thiago or John from the pool, John from the pub, because he was losing so much balls in the first half. So, but this is what a great team has. You have individuals, but it's a collective game. Get it sort of a collective thing. So yeah, credit to Liverpool, man. So yeah, man. Is Klopp the greatest? And I mean, and what I would say is Klopp sums up for me. I don't want to say he's working class, but he, in the same way I'd say on the pitch, Henderson probably sums up what Liverpool's about for the fans beyond the obvious. I think Klopp, you know, the underdog, the working class. I just think he really reflects the city of Liverpool. Forget the club for a sec, but the city of Liverpool. You know, you can't help but like Klopp in it. True. Might as well retire from football. I can't lie. If I'm Trent, bro, I can't lie. If I was Trent, my career's going downhill, bro. I can't lie to you because, bro, that's third Champions League final at 23, got a Prem. You know, the only thing Southgate needs to start rating me, Brazy. Imagine they lose all finals, or they can't because they won the League Cup. Such is life. As an Arsenal fan, I would say going into the FA Cup, when you're the shitter team, you probably end up winning it. I think they're winning Champions League in it. But even that, if you aim for the quadruple and you stumble across finishing second behind a fantastic City team, no shame in that. You know, you win a Champions League and an FA Cup to go with what you've got. It might seem underwhelming based on the talking points and things, but you can't sit there and say that's bad. But I can't lie, yeah, I forgot about that. Ferguson is the greatest manager in the Premier League, without a doubt, bro. I can't lie. I just think Liverpool are winning the Premier League. It just feels like the footballing gods are blessing Liverpool, man. Best player of all time, Thierry, but best season, Henry. I don't know. I mean, Ronaldo. I don't even know about that because Henry's had some lit seasons. Respect my guy. I don't even know about that. I'm Arsenal too, but to say Henry is the greatest is hard. He was world class, but greatest in the Prem, I'm not sure. Then you don't know what you're talking about, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I want this. Sorry, I can't entertain that. You're chatting shit. You're chatting shit, bro. No. No, 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 no. Man saying Henry can't be the best, but then man are saying Giggs and Aguero. Because Aguero scored that last minute. I'll get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Man said Giggs, longevity merchant. Big up Ryan Giggs. Man, I catch his strays. Man lost it. Man, I saying maybe to Henry and putting Aguero. Have you lost it? Nah, it's too early in the morning for nonsense, man. It's too early in the morning. Safe, bro. Safe. You're chatting shit. No. I'm sorry. I respect everyone's opinion, but no, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Ronaldo, Rooney, them sort of guys. I'll hear it. What? Nah, man, you have to get banned for that. Rooney's calm, man will take that, but man can't say Aguero. Have man lost it? And I'm not even, this is making me make like I'm hating on Aguero. His thing is rubbed. But if we're talking about all the goats and that, allow it, bro. Man, even say Vieira or some other Arsenal plugs. What are you on about? Allow it, bro. What's all that? Allow it, bro. Man, say, bro, like, fam, man can't say Henry maybe and then say Aguero. Who's got a better legacy? Allow it, bro. Allow it. Come out of here with that one, man. Thierry Henry winning the league at the Ops ground. Still, Thierry Henry will be broken one day. He's known for goals. Still got the highest assist. Thierry Henry, he was ducking the golden boot. Have man lost it? Stop it. Stop it immediately. Boy, to be fair, you could even run the Salah thing. I can't lie. Allow it, bro. Big up Sergio. He's a history maker as well. I'm not rubbing him out at all, but allow it, man. You can't. No, man can't act like, whoa. Allow it, bro. Allow it, fam. Man said Giggs, you know, longevity merchant. Big up Ryan Giggs because he was messed. Allow it, fam. There's no way. Bro, United fans don't even say that. They won't don't let them lie to you, bro. There's no way even Giggs' legacy in the Prem is better than Henry's. If you understand bull and you just watch them, lie, fam. But Arsenal have blood on their hands in it. Tuchel, Pep, Klopp, Wenger should have stepped aside. We should have got one of them. Should have given them everything they wanted, and we might be in this. You know, bro, like fam. I can't believe it. I said since Feb we're gonna win the Prem on goal difference. Ugh. Man, fam. He's not an Arsenal fan, bro. I don't know what they support, bro. To be fair, man, are on to Henry in it after his comments about Saliba, so maybe there's that. No, man, I'm coming back, people. I need some water, man. I don't even want this juice again. I need some water. I need holy water. I'm coming back, man. Please, man. Happy Eid to all my Muslims out there. Eid Mubarak. I need some holy water on my head. No, man. I can't have the devil is trying to corrupt people and that. No, man. That's me. Can't believe I saw that. Love for that, though. You're making time fly, but you're smoking something, man. Whatever you're smoking, it must be the same thing Really was smoking yesterday in that second half, and they say across these two legs. But brazy stuff. Good luck to you, bro. Aguero stat, bro. Stick like fam. I don't even care. Exactly, Giggs weren't even the best United. Say he done, bro. Like, bro, I can't even say Paul Scholes or something. Crazy, man. Low key, I slightly think Bergkamp over Henry, but that's my preference, bro. Listen, we'll understand that. Not fucking Aguero. Like, fam. Thierry Henry didn't do all those drillings. Didn't dab on every team, every block he went to. He duppied them for what? Like, fam. Stop it, man. Stop it. Stop it. That must be troll. If I don't even think there's no way that's trolling. That woke me up, man. That was a crazy one. Big up to you, but yeah, man, you have to get banned from this live chat, man. I respect everyone's opinion, but you don't know ball, bro. I can't lie. Them comments there, yeah, man. Where does Kane rank in all-time Prem strikers? Boy, he's up there. Let's not cap. He's up there. You know, just on this ball thing, he's up there. Like English forwards. Only Rooney's chatting to him, innit? Like Kane's probably one of the best strikers there for me. And obviously, there's guys that are not up there that I like. I can't lie. There used to be a time, like obviously I'm 27. There used to be a time where everyone had 30 strikers, bro. Everybody had 30 strikers, whether they scored mad goals or not. Everyone had 30 strikers. That's not really there yet, man. Crazy stuff, man. Kane's up there. You can't cap. Kane's up there. Again, it's difficult off the top of my head. What Rooney's there for me, Aguero's there, Van Nistelrooy's there, Thierry Henry's there, Kane's there, Shearer's there, Jogba's there as well. But Jogba's record is kind of meaty for goals in the league across a league campaign. Yes, you can talk about finals. How many finals are there in a 38-game circuit? Please listen. But he's there for man. So yeah, he's up there still. He's up there still, man. He's up there still. Okay, let's be honest, man. Yeah, Van Persie was a gun, man, but Kane's done more in the league than him. It really, there was, I would say 2/3 very good seasons from Van Persie. Always a great player. Kane's been doing this way longer. Vardy's up there as well. You can't deny him that. Yeah, man. Kane's up there. Vardy's even up there. And that's the thing, man. The legacy thing. Football's a team game and it kind of shakes them, bro, man. Right, he's my guy, bro. I don't know that.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Uncle, I don't care. Uncle Ian's ahead of him, bro. Kane ain't got the drip. I mean, Vardy's got a Prem in it. Kane's clearly a better striker than Vardy, in my opinion, across the whole thing. No disrespect to Vardy and that gunman thing and that. But yeah, man. We including Salah as one of them now, the striker thing? If we are, then he's up there as well. Pardon for Liverpool, but historically he's on the right-hand side as an inside forward. Uncle Ian. How much names we went through and the man said Aguero, bro. Like, fam. The FA Cup's great, but specific to the Premier League, the 38-game circuit, that's just one of my pet peeves. And I even do it as an Arsenal fan, That's the 38-game circuit. But yeah, man, boy. That's the only thing that's gonna haunt Kane, innit? You're gonna have all these wavy individual things, but you're not gonna have anything significant to show for it, at least at this moment in time, really. Something's gotta change. Crazy. Does Aguero even have a golden boot? Fernando Torres is lit, but I don't think he's in these conversations still. I can't lie to you. And he was someone I had a lot of time for. But when I moved my euphoria, I don't think he was that certain in terms of what he was doing. Obviously, the Chelsea move worked out fine. In fact, I'm capping, but he was. Yeah, I just had to remember who who Fernando Torres was. Yeah, Torres is up there as well. Even flipping Suarez. But again, Kane's above Torres and them, man, because they ain't got nothing. Even that, bro. Torres has never won Prem. It's a shame, man. Yeah, but still have to. We used to have. Hey, shout out Tevez as well, man. We used to have Tevez come a long way from when people used to say it was a flop at West Ham. We used to have Rooney, Tevez, Jogba. The strikers have dropped, bro. Strikers have dropped because it's all about this work rate bullshit now. There's not football's gone crazy. Goalies can get away with not catching if they're good with their feet. Defenders don't have to defend as long as they're good with their feet. Strikers, we're in a dangerous world where you could score 20 league goals because you're not dropping deep and the heat map's not fancy. You're not good. Or likewise, you can not be a certified goal guy, but because you press and work hard, you get away with it. Crazy. It's crazy, man. Nah, Aguero's not meaty. Aguero's up there. He's in this conversation, but man can't be moving iffy about Henri being the GOAT in the Prem and then say Aguero. What's all that? That don't make sense. Allow it, man. That don't make sense again. You can't do that. That's blasphemy, literally, bro. You're smoking. But yeah, I don't want to even talk about that again, people. That was a good one. It was very special. Bro, there's so many Arsenal guys that ripped us, man. Fowler, Owen, Vardy, Rooney, Kane now. Jota's in there now. Jogba, big bully. The falls for the streets, man. He can't be in this conversation, man. I can't lie. The falls for the streets. He can't be in this conversation. Unfortunately, though, people, while I do like to just keep it like this, it's important that we talk about everything going on in the footballing world, people. So, unfortunately, we all know football mirrors society and society mirrors football. While there's a lot of progression in life, there's still a lot of sad individuals of all races, of all backgrounds that hold these idiotic views, really, and truly, people. Crawley Town's race shame. Suspended manager John Yems. Before we carry on, I want to know everything about you, you pussy old man. And this is it. A guy can, bro, it makes sense, innit? It makes sense. Listen, he's 62. I'm 27. I definitely never saw him get to play. But it all makes sense, innit? From I see you played for Millwall in your life, then man know what time it is, innit? Like, I know what time it is. What neck of the woods are you from as well? You might be from them Millwall sort of sides as well. Crazy individual, man. You already knew what time it was with this done. But John Yems is accused of enforcing racial segregation by telling white players don't change in the black rooms and calling Asians suicide bombers as FA probe into the 62-year-old. Don't tell me he's old and all of this sort of stuff. He's 62. There's many of people of a similar age range like him that are still operating within football at all levels. All that is going to happen is this guy will be held accountable. He might even be suspended and he'll fuck off and be managing in the lower leagues. It's crazy. People younger than them have these views. It's crazy, man. This is absolutely disgraceful, man. But he's being investigated by the FA. Apparently, the 62-year-old allegedly abused his own players with racist insults, including suicide bomber and Zulu warrior. No one slapped him. He's accused of running a segregated training ground where black players train in a different dressing room. Crawley's owners, investment group Wangmi United have since suspended Yems. Sportsmail have been told that numerous players were left traumatized by their black man in that team, all the Asian dons, even the good white ones, the other white youths, it's just this manager. Everybody needs to sue this club, get money. The black youths, speaking for the icy freeze, you don't need to sit there and say, boy, you know, I can't leave my house anymore. I'm in fear. I'm left with anxiety. Just like, well, you can't do it now. But, you know, if you get in a car accident, whiplash, you need to sue these fuckers for every penny. Please, every penny. You know, maybe Chelsea signed him. No, I'm joking. Chelsea, don't do this. But anyways, apparently he's being investigated by the FA for allegedly abusing his own players with racial assaults, suicide bomber, terrorist, Zulu warrior, and running a segregated training ground where the club's Black Stars use a separate changing room. Last month, the FA opened a probe into his conduct after a group of Crawley players reported his alleged use of offensive language to the PFA, with the League Two club suspending the six. Wonder what he says about the Americans. Crawley's American owners investment group Wangmi United were so shocked at the claims about their manager's behavior that they removed Yems within hours of the story being published. I'm not being funny, but are we really naive to think this is just one time? You know, are we really naive? And if he's got these, you know, do we really, as much big you lot up, but you really think he said one thing and then they reported him and he's gone? Really? Really? Or do you think this is a series of things? Come on, man. Let's be a bit, you know, stuff like this, they insult our intelligence. But yeah, man, shout out to them. You know, they asked him to leave the team hotel in Mansfield at 1:30 ahead of the match the next day. Details have said, look, people, and it gets crucial. Bro, my man's so, bro, why are you so racist, bro? How are you this racist? Top to thingy, man, causing such resentment in the squad that 7 players complained to the PFA last month, with at least one seeking counselling as a result of the damage the manager did to his mental health. So again, bro, it's gone on for time. It probably just started as a little joke, right? Routinely using the N-word and referring to one black player as a Zulu warrior. You see, this is why you need some real icy freeze, not dons with the perm jogger look, bro. Someone bang him in his face that quickly. Doesn't matter. Like, say no to racism, all of this sort of stuff, kick racism out, smash him in, bro. Forget all of this. Don't matter if you're 62 or 13, chat shit, get banged, man. This is the only reason to deal with racism now, man, of all types of discrimination. People are all, this is someone that's gone through life being able to be an ignorant prick. Football just allows these lot to enhance this. Like I said, there's no way that he has just called someone a nigger, This has been series of things. So first and foremost, my heart goes out to the players, because this is a place of work. As great as the football is, this is a place of work. Think about if you lot going into your place, and let's be honest, anyone that you know, there's microaggressions. You know, I've told you lot before. I did my FA coaching level 1 course, and literally, and the guys are actually a coach at Southend. We're sitting there, we're talking to me about certain gangs. Like, what? So it started off like that, and this is why you have to nip these things in the bud real quick. But obviously, we all know these, especially speaking for the black players. If we live in a world where you can call me a fucking nigger, I'll punch in your face. I'm the bad guy, but it is what it is. Routinely using the N-word and referring to one black player as a Zulu warrior, you should have clamped him from then. Calling a young player of Cypriot extraction a Greek bobblehead and mocking Greek music, bruv, should have banged him. Banishing 2 players with ethnic minority backgrounds from training with the first team without explanation. So again, if we look at this in the way of work, you're stopping people from advancing in their careers because you don't like them. You're making people intimidated at work and discriminating. This is crazy, man. Calling one youth player a suicide bomber on a regular basis and telling him not to get the train home wearing a backpack because fellow passengers would think he intended to blow it up. And I can already imagine for this Asian brother, life must have been very similar to how it is for a lot of black players or young black players coming from academies where typically there's not mummy and daddy dropping you to training week in, week out. My man's probably doing the mad train routes to get there, and he's having to deal with this. This is brazy, man. This is absolutely brazy. This is absolutely brazy. These lot should be punch him up, the lawsuits. People black themselves out, follow his car, do what he needs to do. But for the actual players, boy, you lot, Crawley got to pay the bag, boy. Know that much. And again, it's not stopping. Frequently referring to a number of squad players from Asian backgrounds as terrorists, suicide bombers, and curry munchers. Bro, is this Tommy Robertson, bro? Do you know how, bro, this is unbelievable levels of racism, you know? Presiding, and this is where it starts getting a bit chilling and a bit cold and cunning and stuff. Like I said, racism is bad of all aspects, but in the grand scheme of things, when you look at systemic racism, systematic racism, racism in the NHS, in the educational system, you know, all of these sort of things, that's when it gets prejudiced. This is when it gets a bit police force. This is when it gets a bit scarier. And for me, what we've been reading right now, again, take nothing away, but and it's not to excuse it, but these verbal words, they're low level. It's when you start getting into these sort of things. Presiding over segregated changing facilities with 2 dressing rooms at the training ground, which although not official policy, was referred by comments to white players such as "don't change in the black boys' room." So again, you're creating resentment. You're presiding hate. You're putting hate into younger individuals where you're meant to be. How the hell do you lot win football matches? White, black, man, woman, if you're part of the squad, and when I say squad, that goes from the coaching staff to the players. How can there be unity? Crazy. You go and look at Jurgen Klopp. You got white players, black players, Asian looking players, you know, or I don't know what the actual Arab sort of players are. You've got Muslims, Christians, etc. You know, football's such a great game for inclusive. It doesn't care how big you are, how small you are, whatever. And then people want to do this. My man's getting suspended. The wickedest thing is he'll be back in football. He will be back in football. He'll get his band. He will be back in football, people. Do not worry about that. He'll be back in football in some aspects. You know, I haven't seen someone doing all this, but he will be back. You can't, I don't want to hear nothing about educating, bro. My man is 62 years of age, worked in football. You think my man hasn't had black teammates and things? These are the dons that say he got black mates, but then my man's probably got them coconut youths. What a prick. Sportsmail has been told that numerous players were left traumatized by their alleged treatment at the hands of Yems, with several of them in tears as they confided in staff at Crawley over the last couple of... What the fuck were the staff doing then? One Crawley player who did not wish to be named, he called us terrorists, suicide bombers, curry munchers. He also called one of the players a Zulu warrior. It's been going on since 2020, 21. I told you. I didn't even read this. We knew this. We knew this. This wasn't happening. Oh, this wasn't just they've done it once. This has been happening. Imagine going to work feeling like that. In the change room during training, no one challenged him on it as he's the gaffer, and we didn't feel we could. And again, I understand it because it's affecting your football, but this is where, man, way before football, you're a human being, man. This is where you've got to have, you know, some integrity. I know it's easier said than done. I know football can blacklist people, especially if you're doing the whistleblowing thing. But this is where you need to have some integrity. You cannot, you know, again, the feeling of being racially abused, it stays with you. Like, it does stay with you. Even when it happened to me on the train, I punched my man up. I've told you the story. We're not going to go into it. I went home and I thought about it. Like, right, my man actually called me a nigga, you know. Like, raw, like, did it actually make me sad or angry? And it's like, raw, like. And the more I sat there, I'm like, raw, like, madman. But anyways, people, this is crazy. I've been in a dark place and really struggled. 2 players were effectively kicked out of the club last year for no reason. They were made to train on their own. Fuck off, you cunts, get out of our club. A member of staff at Crawley speaking to the Sportsmail claimed John would see it as banter, but it's race related. But listen, I run bants with my friends. I got white brothers, Asian brothers, bro. You can imagine my group chat, there's enough bants in it. Like, we run bants in it, but that ain't bants. And banter this is race-related bullying, and that's had a damaging effect on several players. Some of them would play along, but it's really hurtful. Fuck with that playing along coon shit, man. Stick it on dons. Many of them are young boys. People were uncomfortable, but most of the players opted to keep their heads down, and you can understand why. You can understand why, but this is why these pricks are allowed to do things like this, you know? And for what, really and truly? Yes, you want to be footballers and things, and I'm not criticizing the players, but this is where you've got to have some... One fallout with the manager from being kicked out of the club and probably falling out the professional game. If you leave Crawley Town, where do you go? Exactly. But at the same time, you've got to have some integrity, man. Way before you're a footballer, you're a fucking human being. Crawley, and this is why. I'm not on Dons. This is why football allows things, because you can imagine realistically how it went. If he called, like, let's just take me, I'm punching him in his face, but I'm getting kicked out of that club. That's the football career done. Crawley described the allegations as serious and credible. After Sportsmail's initial reports, the matter is now in the hands of the FA's disciplinary department, who are deciding whether to charge Yems with a breach of Rule E3, which prohibits discrimination against another individual's protected characteristics such as race, color, religion, sexual orientation, or disability. Again, respectfully, I don't really, the FA, they're going to keep saying whatever. They've lost. Crawley Town have lost all their matches since Yems was suspended. By God's grace, they lose every game and they fall out of the footballing world. Even though, you don't have to catch strays, because he's been suspended. He's probably still getting paid. Because this is football. You see it on the field, you see it off the field. You've seen it during the Euros. Football is one of the only worlds where there's been a lot of progression. But I don't even like to say small group, but for want of better terms, where a small group of individuals are allowed to get together and do their fuckery. You think Yems is alone? There's probably coaching staff that were sharing the same fuckery. You got to remember, football is an environment. Anyone that's played Sunday League, it's not just a one-person thing. One person doesn't create the atmosphere, If he was on that racist fuckery and his coaching staff and whatnot looked at it and said, why are you doing that? He rubs that out. That tells me that is something at all levels around that training ground that's gone on and gone on and gone on and gone on. It's crazy, bro. Anyone forced to leave should be welcomed back with a nice pay rise and bonuses. How's he still the manager? Bro, they're all crazy, man. It's crazy. It's the facility, bro. The people that facilitate this shit are just as bad because you let it happen. This segregation stuff involved planning and a complete lack of empathy. The man is a sociopath, a psychopath. Exactly. Broski. And this is the thing, but at the same time, bro, you want to feel like a human, bro. God forbid, guys are going home feeling like shit. Absolutely disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting, bro. I would put in that as well, bro. It's everything. There's microaggressions. There's blatant racism. It's everything. Get at him, bro. Like, see, this is a cultural problem, bro. But I hope Jerome's piping at his wife, bro. I can't lie. I hope he's getting one of them rub jutes as well on benefits and that someone that's just. I hope it's a serious unemployed black man that's just got time to supply the goods to his wife. I really hope so. I hope Amir Khan cheats on his wife with his wife as well. Oh, mate, what a guy, bro. What a guy. What a pussy. This is it. And, bro, are they the only club? And what I would say is that's what's been reported. Imagine the things that haven't been. There you have it, don't you, people? Man are deep in the meaning of the M word. I cried when my dad showed me the meaning of that word, brazy. What are you going to do, people, man? But then again, the FA, FIFA, UEFA, everyone's going to say no to racism, mate, you got black friends, Asian friends, and white friends. Why don't you all stand in front of a camera and say racism is bad? Say no to racism. Yeah. It's not going anywhere this day. And even this, when you see what's going on during the Euros with the people missing penalties and just the Euros in general, when you see this, when you see there's many racial incidences that have popped up on the scene as well, really and truly. There's been several racist incidences. Every other day someone's getting abused on social media, or someone's been abused at a training ground or whatever. There's so many of these incidences, so many, and it's just coming to light now. It's just coming to light now. But racism will never, let's take a knee and then boo the knee. This will never change because those that are stakeholders and decision makers, they don't have empathy for this because they're not being called curry munchers or niggers or things like that. If it was that, this would get nipped in the bud immediately. But this is why there's a lack of empathy, really and truly. And you see it at all levels consistently. How many times? At all levels are we seeing racial incidents? Even fucking SE Dons, big up them. We've all seen the clips that were going when they were playing. Well, it weren't technically SE Dons, but we saw what that team was saying there. It's crazy, man. Nothing is a coincidence. These are facilitators. And again, it's the stories you don't hear. It's the stories you... But what the hell is taking a knee, bro? Listen, if you want to take anyone that boos taking in these races, because that it shouldn't draw you out. But anyone who doesn't want to take the knee, specifically the black players and Asians, if you're out there, I can't blame you. Because what the fuck's he doing? Rah. I can't lie, that's life on the S, but I remember one dude couldn't open his work locker. He asked me to help him. I said, nah, mate, you need to replace the key. His reply, I thought you lot were good at breaking into stuff. That dude got broke up and fired. Trust. That's what I love this song. Replay it. Boy, now that I'm on the though, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm on the fighting thing, but now that I'm on it, it's like, what? You called me a what? Oh my god, I've got no confidence. I would have been like, I can't say. I've got no confidence to stay in this locker room anymore. I get anxiety just replaying the future through my head. If someone could give me £1 million, then that can begin to help me, bro. That American culture of suing dons needs to come in here now, man. It's a peace thing now. Okay, cool. Let's hit the wallet. If you want to be racist, come make sure you got the bags in it. And it's not just here, bro. It's crazy. You gotta remember, England's a very tiny ass island as well. This is why this bullshit is allowed to happen, man. It's crazy. And then you got people who got there and say, "Oh, mate, let's not talk about racism." Even pick up the Twitch gang because no one's done it. But when I go over to YouTube, every now and again, "Oh, DJ, I like you, but you keep talking about the racism and things." Well, hello, mate. Last time I checked, I have no choice. Wait before I open my mouth, and you know that I like football or like any of these things, bro. Last time I checked, I'm not pink. You know, man's got the melanin in that, innit? So it's crazy. And I always say, if you're on that sort of stuff, you like my rhythm, you don't like my blues. You like what I talk about, you don't like me. But we live in a day and age. I've watched racist documentaries where Donza said, I love Dion Dublin. I wouldn't let him marry my daughter. Bro, no, that's what you got to be on, bro. Hey, why can't I know, bro? The next person, if it's in a professional environment, oh my days. Oh my God. I just don't have the confidence to sit here on Twitch or YouTube anymore. I just every day I replay the same thing through my head. I feel my chest getting tighter. I feel my mouth closing, pause. I just can't breathe. You know, I am a content creator first, but I'm also an uncle, a son, a friend, a godfather. I don't feel the confidence in being able to do any of that stuff anymore. I need compensation, bro. Are you mad? Are you mad? This is what man have to do, bro. Either brock these man up or do that one, people. Really. Away from that, what's going on in the world of football and the athletic people? We'll get into that. Let's close all of these thingamajigs. Chelsea's 1.6 billion Abramovich debt becoming a concern as Mr. Burhi tries to finalize takeover the club. Bear Willie won't he stuff going on, really and truly. Chelsea's 1.6 billion debt to sanctioned owner Roman Abramovich is becoming a concern. Maybe a concern, they meant to say, as Todd Burhi's consortium attempts to finalize a deal to acquire the club this week. I can't keep up with this. I'm sure you lot can't keep up with this sort of stuff. Big up G1, but I can't lie, you're a legend with this. How can a man say loan repayment hype? How is that hype? You lot kill me with some of these antics, man. But nonetheless, people, moving on. I can't keep up with this. So I already know how Chelsea fans feel. I used to always try and include these in my Twitch streams and things. Bear Willie won't he? 1 minute, this guy's buying it, that guy's buying it. I've given up with it. But at a series of final pitch meetings held at Stamford Bridge last week, it was understood that obviously my man's team, along with reps of other shortlist bids fronted by Sir Martin Broughton and Steve Palusia, forgive me for mispronunciations, butchered all them names. We're left with the impression that Abramovich now wants the 1.6 billion debt from Chelsea's parent company to be repaid in full as the part of the sale. Debt when he announced he was putting Chelsea up for sale at the beginning of March. I mean, let's be honest, like, you know, we have to look at it cynically, people, you know. In life, well, at least in this country, to my knowledge, charity donations are not taxed, you know. So that's one. Second of all, just because it's going into a charity don't mean it's not going to be filtered through to Roman. That's two. Three, let's remember, if you know about Rothschilds and Rockefeller and all these things, they're all birds of the same feather, so it's a bit mad. And also, Abramovich is acting on the orders probably of Putin, bro. They're probably just saying, you know what, let's just do the willy wonky. It's like a girl saying she's coming to see you, then she's not, then she is, then she's not. That's what they're doing. They're just pissing Chelsea about, pissing the government about, doing all these things, just delaying it, creating uncertainty. We've got to remember once again, while Chelsea is a football club, we live in England where we're a service-based economy. What that means is, you know, we're not, you know, we offer services primarily in London, the finance season and falls onto entertainment. People pay season ticket holders, all these things to, you know, all the things that come with football, merchandise, season tickets, tickets for games, employment. You know, Chelsea again, I worked one shift at Chelsea, had a fight with a chef, never went back, but you know, it gives employment. People pay their bills like that, in it. So that fucks up the economy on top of what's going on already. So the longer it goes on, the more the government are going to have to do something, people. So, yeah, he allegedly pledged to write off the debt. Oh, he loves Chelsea. He's writing off the debt. Shut up. When he announced he was putting Chelsea up for sale at the beginning of March, adding that the net proceedings of any sale would be donated to a charitable foundation used to benefit all victims of war in Ukraine. But the government subsequently sanctioned Abramovich, freezing his assets in the country while granting a special license to Chelsea. The Athletic understands that any sale of Chelsea which involves money flowing to Abramovich or any company linked to him would not meet the approval of the UK government, which is required to effectively sign off on any deal by issuing a special license to allow the club to pass into a new ownership. The consortium has now entered into the exclusivity agreement after being selected as the preferred bidder on Friday. Pardon me, and is aiming to finalize the terms of the acquisition this week, but questions over where and to whom the money will go remain significant factors in the process. One source told The Athletic that the government could issue two separate licenses, one to allow the sale of Chelsea and another relating to the transfer of the money, but they would first need to be satisfied by the terms of the transaction. The primary considerations are that the money flows to a good cause and that Abramovich in no way benefits. Yeah, you think Abramovich, well, he wanted you to donate to charity, so he does benefit. Man, really think Abramovich ain't benefiting? Really? And apparently Abramovich's sudden request for an additional 500 million to go towards a charitable foundation for those impacted by the Ukraine conflict, conveyed on his behalf at last week's meeting, was also granted. People didn't like it by some in the bid teams due to the lack of clarity over what form this foundation will take and who will be in charge. So, yeah, people. There's also growing pressure by the UK government to conclude this sale. Last week, Nadine Dorries, Secretary of State for Digital, Culture, Media and Sports, publicly warned that Chelsea are on borrowed time to secure new ownership. And I mean, all of you lot are trying to scare each other, man. When DG gets to heaven, God will play him a highlight of his fights. Crazy, man. Why not? DG loves us. I don't like fighting, bro. But it's a necessary evil in this world, man. Apparently, Champions League settings, people, Alaba, well, to be fair, you was missing in the first leg, really, and got hooked. He's ruled out of the second leg. So Tyler, the creator, will not be playing at the Bernabeu. West Ham against City has been moved to help with Europa League final preparation. Hopefully, you lot don't touch it. But yeah, really. Obviously, a feel-good factor as well, man. Big up David Brooks. You know, he's free from cancer after his treatment, people. So that's, I'm sure a lot of you, myself included, have seen what it does to people firsthand. And, you know, it's something that we could sit here and talk, man. You know, there's more money in making people have to be treated for cancer than actually giving people the cure. It's something that I can't lie, man. It is, especially when you see someone have to go for chemo. It is very hard to watch, people. It really is very hard to see. So I'm happy that he's been able to, you know, get through it. I think this is the second time he's had a bout of cancer. So lovely to see through that. Hopefully, you know, there's no relapses and things like that. And we can, when we mention David Brooks, it's just with football, really. So yeah, hopefully he can play some part of next season and whatnot. Obviously, chemotherapy and all these things takes a lot out of you playing football at this moment in time. I don't know, but probably. But Salah said he'd prefer to play Real Madrid in the Champions League final. Right, is that it? Right, not even no paragraph on Salah, just saying, all right, you gas me, but all right. Jay Rodriguez has signed a two-year contract with Burnley. And on the topic of Burnley, They apparently face significant loan repayments if they are relegated, people. So you lot can read that if you want. I don't think Burnley are going down. So it is what it is. Do not forget, though, as well, people, that I'm live at 11:30 across YouTube and Twitch as well. Don't forget about that one. Let me send you lot the link to that. Oh, only one like. You lot hate me, man. You lot hate me on YouTube, bro. But we keep going, bro. You lot hate, man. God bless Brooks 100%, man. You know, and anyone else going through cancer and that fuckery, man. Don't forget, it's Champions League watch-along business, people. Real Madrid against City. That's on YouTube and Twitch. Tomorrow, I'm doing Marseille Feyenoord, probably. I don't really want to watch West Ham, Frankfurt. I'll be real with you. But that will only be on Twitch. We need to beat Spurs, then it's done. Do you think top four is done if Spurs lose to Liverpool? I don't know. I think top four is done. The league title, top four relegation, these things are done when the 38-game calendar is finished. $1.6 billion in debt. No wonder the chef was vexed by you trying to eat a burger. To be fair, this was years ago, mate. Oh, Watford confirmed down. Nah, Norwich. Norwich is someone else. Well, yeah, I swear it's just Norwich. I think Watford should be gone this season. United to go down. I don't think that's happening. Everton to go down. Crazy stuff, man. The whole of that club needs to get done. They all allowed it. I bet they all took the knee before each game. So to know this is going to be effed up. Facts. I mean, no one's an idiot, man. No one's an idiot in this world. Morning, DG. Would you take Coquelin or El Nene? Two rub-dons. Coquelin for the emotional thing, innit? But El Nene's better than him. Reece Nelson in the final. Not going to watch Rangers versus Leipzig. I big up Aaron Ramsey, but lie, man. Lie, man. I'd rather just watch the Arsenal loanees. But saying that, you lot are going to probably make me want to watch Frankfurt West Ham. But I'm not really friends with our West Ham colleagues, man. I used to like them, but yeah, man. Arsenal need to be doing what Liverpool are doing because dud clubs are starting to think we're in the same boat. But on that, though, people, again, live on Twitch and YouTube in about 10 minutes, people. Let me go and set that all up, people. It's been a fantastic live stream. Unfortunately, we've had to cover certain racist topics. You know, unfortunately, we've got to speak about that. We've reacted to the Champions League. We've had a blast in it. We've been everywhere with this live stream. I appreciate you lot's support. Let me go and set it up because the good times are not done yet. Live from 11:30 on Twitch as well.
There's always just that active red light, defenders.
I think it's like